Yo, what's up? Just here. We're gonna start with some start sit questions for week four for fantasy football. Please bring any and all questions here. Anyway, first and foremost, I just want to reintroduce myself, Travis Sumter, back with Belly Up Sports, and I'm here to lead the way to bring you a championship. First and foremost, I want to bring you in, and I want. I just want to bring everybody together in this community, and I want to build a family environment here. And I want someone that you can trust with all your fantasy football questions. So please feel free to reach out to me at any time, and we can do this. And let's get these championships together. Anyway, we had some pre-screened questions already lined up. So first and foremost, I have Geno Smith or Trevor Lawrence today, and I really like Geno Smith's matchup against the Lions today. They're really giving up a lot of points over their secondary, so that I feel like that's a really good matchup to exploit there with when it comes to the quarterbacks. Someone asked for Barkley or Robinson. Wow, they're both getting really good usage, and Barkley's really getting a lot of work on the ground. And one of the things I really dig about Barkley today, though, is that with the lack of other pass catching weapons in that offense, he should receive a few more few more passes from Jalen Hurts today, and that should also help. You know. With his PPR floor, especially, but like for obviously like for him to score today and keep that scoring, keep that going is obviously a great play today. And I also really like Bijan Robinson's usage, so it's kind of a tough call there to really go after, but I probably prefer the Saquon side for today. And someone asked, let's see, there's a Justin Jefferson or Rashee Rice. I really like. Let's see. I really like the. I really like the Justin Jefferson to keep his play going this week. Rashee Rice. I feel like Travis Kelce is maybe going to kind of get a little more work today and kind of have a big game himself. What's up, Kevin? How you doing? Just drinking my coffee. Please bring in any all questions that you have. I love to, like even if it's a trade question, if it's anything in general for that regards fantasy football, I would love to go at it with you. So like I love to help you. Like I said too before when we started this video, I want to build a family friendly environment here, and I want you to be able to reach out to me with any and all questions. And like let's build this together, and let's just be a complete unit here. What's up, Chris? How you doing today? I like to thank Chris and Billy personally for reaching out to me to give me this opportunity. It was really cool of you guys to bring me back into the fold. I was honestly just sitting here like doing nothing, just helping friends and family until you guys reached out to me, and like it's a great to be back with you guys. I really love it. Uh, I got Puka. Do you ship him off for a running back, old age? If I'm in win now, is this a dynasty question? But I'm guessing it's a redraft question. Uh, I think I do ship Puka off. Depends on what running back I'm getting. I don't want like a low end running back, but you're not obviously not going to get a high end running back at this point. But maybe you could still get a little bit of something on for the hope that he's going to come back completely healthy. But I have no faith that he's going to probably come back fully healthy and finish off and have a great season. If he does, it's going to be at the very tail end of the season. So hopefully maybe you trade him to someone that's not a playoff contender. Let's see. I think we had a question. Someone said Connor or Charbonnet today. I think I go Connor still because Charbonnet. It sounds like Ken Walker is going to be back playing as far as I last read. His use might be limited, so it might be more of like a 60%, 40% split today. So I necessarily don't love that, but Connor has been receiving a large amount of volume, and I really love him as a start, especially today against Washington, who obviously gives up a lot of fantasy points either through the air or on the ground. So, I mean, I imagine that game's going to go over and be a high-scoring game, and I really love the continuation of using James Conner week in and week out for the time being. What's up, Billy? Please bring on more questions, guys. I love to keep going with this. We'll go as long as anybody wants to go. Like I'll just keep answering questions over and over and over. It doesn't matter to me, like if they're the same questions or not. Like trade questions, fantasy questions, start sit questions. We can answer whatever you guys like. Just keep bringing them. Someone asked for Kelser Schultz today. Sorry, I'm gonna have to catch up to you guys. We'll go back to that one. Andy Dalton or Matt Stafford. I think I really like Stafford today. He should be fine today. Like even with all those weapons gone, he seems to overcome no matter what his circumstances are. Really, I really love that Andy Dalton had that big game, but I don't imagine that being a real solid. How you say? I don't imagine him staying that solid, I guess. He's going to kind of definitely have his peaks and valleys, but definitely showed out a lot better than what we've seen anything from Carolina so far this year. Flex question, Jacoby or Waddle? Actually, give me Jacoby. Give me Jacoby over Waddle because, I mean, we got Huntley back in the lineup for Miami. He's going to be passing the ball around, but give me Jacoby without Davante Adams because the Raiders have actually been like one of the highest passing offenses in the NFL. So like with Gardner Minshew throwing around the ball, as long as he's there and he's the quarterback and Aiden O'Connell isn't taking over, I really love to probably roll out Jacoby Myers. I really love him, Bowers, and Adams when Adams is healthy. But we're obviously not going to have Adams for a couple weeks. So Jacoby's, I think, is a really good play right now. Yeah. Dalton staff. Judy or Jacoby. Like I said, I'll go right back to. We'll go right back to Jacoby Myers on that one. Like I said before, 4-point passing touchdown. Kyler Murray or Jaden Daniels. Shit, man, that's. I probably say give me Jaden Daniels in that matchup, but I mean Kyler's gonna kill them through the air too. So like that's a really tough call, especially in 4-point there. Those guys are pretty much neck and neck. Maybe give me Kyler to have the edge. I guess. I guess like that's probably where I'll go. Is Drake May a hold and redraft deep bench? I think so because I think eventually. I mean, we kind of seen it the week before on Thursday Night Football where Drake May did kind of come in at the end of that game, and I think that's just a sign of things to come here. And I think they have their bye week coming up soon, so like I imagine there's going to be a switch at some point before or after that bye week, and I think we've already gotten a little taste of that. Hussein, I got a great start question. Would love for you guys to answer. Should I start Romeo Doubs, Dortch, or Trey Tucker this week in full point PPR? Like I said, I like the. I'm not sure if I'm on to Dortch today. Trey Tucker, like I said, with the Raiders having a good passing volume, but I think this could be a good time for Romeo Doubs this week, especially for him to maybe get in the end zone. He's always been a big red zone target, so like. Out of those three guys, I'd probably prefer to go Doubs this week. What do you guys think? This Kevin. What do you guys think of trade of Garrett Wilson for Rachaad White and Mike Evans? I don't mind the I don't mind getting the Mike Evans side of that, but Rachaad White, I'm not sure if I'm like a fan of getting the Rachaad White side of that. Seems like a lot of people are really trying to sell him at this point, and there's a reason for it, and that's because he's slowly but surely losing his job to Bucky Irving. Rachaad White has been not very efficient on the ground, and I'm not sure that if I'm the Rachaad White owner, whether it be dynasty or redraft, I'm not sure if I'm holding Rachaad White at all. I'm looking to get what I kind of can from him, and you know, uh, so I think to answer your question, Kevin, I'm probably preferring to stay on the Garrett Wilson side. Um, it's going to be a tough week this week, I think, for him still because. Uh, Obviously, he's going to have Pat Surtain trailing him around probably, so it's probably going to be, just like last week when he had Gonzalez trailing him around. It's going to be tough for him to get these points, but I think he still kind of gets there. Yeah, you're welcome, Hussein. I appreciate the interaction. Bring more questions if you have them. Would love to hear more from you. If you want to, you can reach out to me personally anytime you want to. Like I said, I'm here for you. I'm here to help you win championships. So let's do this together, man. Someone said, let's see, we got Kelser Schultz, and for tight ends, and I think I like Kels today. I think I like Kels to get in the end zone. Kels is obviously tight end 22 on the season. Hasn't been really that very good. Not compared to what we usually have been seeing Kels do, but I still trust in Kels. He's still going to have his big games here and there. He's an obviously, a buy candidate right now to trade for. I wouldn't trade I wouldn't go over the top for him, but he's obviously someone that I would love to have. Oh, yeah, Christian Gonzalez, son of Texas. You're all about them Texas boys. We know. James Cook or Kyren Williams, full point PPR, and a bonus for broken tackles +2. Ooh, I don't think I've ever played on a broken tackles bonus, but I think I like that broken tackles. Kyren Williams, give me Kyren Williams all day on that, just on that broken tackles thing. I mean, obviously, Sean McVay is very good at finding him ways to get him in the end zone, so I like that. Jameson Williams or Rashid Shaheed this week. Does Mixon play? Mixon's not going to play. I've already seen it come out and announce that he wasn't going to play today. So I think give me Rashid Shaheed today. He hasn't really necessarily gotten a lot of the volume, but he's definitely getting a lot of the big plays through the air. Him and Carr seem to really have a connection when it comes to downfield plays. So I really like him for his big play ability. Chris asks, Mark Andrews or Justice Hill in my flex half point PPR. I think I still trust Mark Andrews, even though similar to Kels, it hasn't been very good, but he's still going to have his big games. He's still Mark Andrews. And one of the things about him is he's still working his way back. He had that surgery on his ankle last year, and then he had that car accident before the season. So I don't think Andrews is 100% necessarily right now, but he's definitely going to have that where he actually comes back. But honestly, outside of that, I don't think that Justice Hill, it's kind of more of a risk play. It's kind of more of a desperation play if unless it's a really deep dynasty roster where you have to start 12 people or 13 people or something like that. Then but still it's I still prefer Mark Andrews over Justice Hill at this point. I thought Kevin said I thought the same. Plus, I'm not keen on trading Wilson to begin with. Yeah, I'm kind of holding Wilson. I actually traded Jamar Chase the week before, but I got Wilson and I forget who else, but I got a good running back in return. I think it was Montgomery I got in return, but I really liked what I got in return there. Even though Chase had a good week, but it ended up working out for me because it ended up winning last week in that league. So it was a good trade for me, I believe. You guys are funny. Carr or Dalton playing Shaheed. are you pairing? Yeah, if I'm playing Shaheed, then I probably want Carr because just give me that little bit of stack there. And Carr is except for the Eagles game, Carr's kind of been on fire. He was I think he was the QB2 on this season prior, or for the first 2 weeks or whatever. So yeah, definitely give me Carr. I think over Dalton. I got to see more games out of Dalton before I truly gonna buy into that. Uh, Curious about your Rashawn thoughts. The coaching staff in Chicago hasn't come out and like really been totally upfront about who's the starter in Chicago. On paper it's still DeAndre Swift, but I feel like slowly but surely Rashawn is definitely taking over that backfield, and definitely something that definitely somebody that should be on your radar and someone that should be on your roster. Should not be out there in your waivers anywhere. Should not be on your free agent list anywhere. Definitely something to consider is that he's been ramping up his carries week after week. DeAndre Swift has just been completely terrible on the ground. He gets the ball, he stutter steps, he can't move. It's I can't even blame the play calling in Chicago when it comes to DeAndre Swift. DeAndre Swift has just been playing bad. Chris asks, Spencer Rattler and Dynasty, how are you feeling? Buddy wants to get rid of him for a late third. Yeah, I don't mind Spencer Rattler. I actually have him probably in about 30% of my dynasty leagues, where I got him in like the fourth round, and I'm guessing you probably got him in the fourth round or late third. So I probably hold, but if you're getting more exceeding value for him, I think I would probably go ahead and do that trade. But that's, like I said, that's completely up to you. If I bought him for a fourth and I'm getting the third, I'm kind of okay with making that trade in Dynasty. Someone asked Hunter Henry or Colby Parkinson. I really like Colby Parkinson with Stafford. It hasn't really come to fruition yet. I was kind of on Colby Parkinson prior to the season even starting. Like you could even ask some of my friends that I was onto him, but I think I still prefer Hunter Henry. He's just been getting the volume there with why Jacoby Brissett's been under center. Is Alex Pierce worth a desperation play versus Pittsburgh? I think so. He's. You know what? No, I guess Alex Pierce. If you have, I guess it depends on how desperate you really are. I guess if there's something better, I guess if there's something really better, then I'd probably go with that. But I don't really know what your free agent lists or anything looks like. But if you wanna send me your free agent list, maybe I could pick somebody out that might be better than Alex Pierce to start on a whim. Who was my wide receiver 1 through 5 on the day? I'm not totally for sure, but I obviously like a lot of the top guys. I'd have to go through and double check my things, but I really like George Pickens to have a good day against the Colts today. I think he is going to exceed his passing prop numbers, which is only like 56.5, and I think he's going to get his way into the end zone today. So like I feel comfortable probably putting him as my fifth wide receiver today, which is kind of a probably more than consensus call today. So I really like him. Who are you starting over Rich? I have Watson, Love, Lawrence, and I think I still got to go Richardson, even though he's been throwing those interceptions and it hasn't really looked that good. But just what he gives me on the ground, hopefully maybe they get him kind of scrambling and running the ball more. But I was listening to someone talk about his running, and like his scrambling has been like the lowest in the league compared to like it's like lower than Cousins and Carr. Maybe it's like the lowest. It's like he's like the second to lowest in the league or something. And like that's just him scrambling out and not on a designed run. So like him not, I don't understand what they're trying to do there and why they're not like letting him move around as much, and they're trying to turn him into this pocket quarterback, which I don't like. It's kind of a hindrance on him, I think. Like, if you want to win games, just let A-Rich be A-Rich, right? Love, Love, I love that Love is back, but I think I still start A-Rich over him today just because I don't know if the Minnesota's defense is tough, obviously. They've been really, really good. Brian Flores' defense has been really, really good. And I don't just necessarily know if I trust Love 100% yet until I see how he reacts with that knee. Because even with him back, him coming out of practice the other day, he was still had a limp on him. And he's still, like, he looked like he was still kind of looked like he was favoring that knee a bit. So I'm not sure if I really love to start him if I didn't have to today. Someone said Waddle or Mooney. I think I picked Jacoby Myers over Waddle a little bit ago from someone that asked, but I think I definitely like Mooney. Mooney, honestly, as if you ask me, the person that looks like the wide receiver one in the Falcons offense is Darnell Mooney right now, and I don't call me crazy, but that's the way I feel about it. Just watching the games and seeing what I see. Komet or Kels today? It's kind of tough. I look for Komet to like maybe capitalize on that, last week's outing, which was really great by him. But I also think Kels is going to score today. You can't hold Kels down for too long. Kels is like he's too great of a player to be held down, and he's still getting. I think he's been kind of not really in his football complete shape, and he's slowly working his way back. Call it a little fun over the summer with Swift or whatever, what have you. But I think Kels is due for his big game, and I think maybe it happens today. So I'd probably go Kels there. Choose three. Ford, Shaheed, Myers, Waddle, Etienne. I think Etienne and Ford are automatic for me. I think I go Myers over Shaheed and Waddle there too as well. Does Xavier Worthy get loose versus the Bolts? I mean, I don't. He doesn't necessarily get the volume, so it's a big play. He's a big play kind of guy, just like Rashid Shaheed is. Honestly, like if it's the same league as you have Rashid Shaheed, I'd probably prefer someone that gets volume and someone that can have a big play. I don't want two people to have big play ability starting on the same week every week. Is that, if that makes sense? But like it's definitely possible that he gets loose. I mean, the dude runs a 4.2, so I mean, and he's got Patrick Mahomes throwing the ball. Kels returns to Taylor Swift country. SoFi is his. Yeah. Well, it's no coincidence that I'm saying all this. And then, they got Derwin James suspended for one game too as well. So it's like pick your poison kind of thing. Like he's probably not too worried about someone coming down and crunching on him. Like when you got Derwin James in the game. So like I feel like that kind of almost makes it almost like a layup for Kels to actually get in the end zone and maybe get some work today. Someone had asked outside Conklin or Strange. I think I prefer Conklin. Aaron Rodgers has been really getting them involved in the offense, and we've seen what Rodgers can do with tight ends over the years. He's had top 7 tight ends years that just pop out of nowhere with so like Robert Tonyan comes to mind with that, but like just over the years he just had he can support multiple assets within his offense. So I really like good T Swift bar. Hey, you know what? I'm a Swiftie. I'll be the first to admit it. I'll there'll be some times when we'll probably be on here. I'll be listening to T Swift in the background. All right, so like I'm a Swiftie. I go to Chiefs games. She's right above the press box, or she's in the press box right above where I sit at the Chiefs games. So yeah, Swift all the way, baby. Someone had asked Jerome Ford or Najee Harris. I really like I really like Najee Harris probably over Jerome Ford today because Colts have been giving up some of the most rush yards on the ground. They've Najee Harris he's been getting a lot of red zone touches too. Najee Harris, so he's actually someone that I have bet in a prop to actually get in the end zone today. So like I really love the Najee Harris over Jerome Ford today. Tucker, Lockett, Zamir, full point. My man should have never drafted Zamir. I'm just gonna come on and say it now. I anybody and everybody that would listen to me the whole offseason, I'd be like, don't ever draft that guy, trade that guy away, get what you can. It's just not good. It's not good. But yeah, give me Trey Tucker over Lockett and Zamir. That's because Tucker's probably going to be the third wide receiver, and so is Lockett. So it's kind of a pick 'em there. I mean, because I think JSN is kind of going to maybe have a big game or a big game as well. So that's why I kind of think Lockett might take a backseat as well. Yeah, I've never been on Zamir White. Maybe I don't know. Maybe towards the end of last year, but never. Someone asked. Same game one actually. Aaron Jones or Jahmyr Gibbs, and I think I'll go Jahmyr Gibbs just because I think maybe if the game isn't as competitive as we might think it might seem, maybe that there might be more passing work maybe for Jahmyr Gibbs in the game against the Packers, and the Packers always seem to kind of get shredded on the ground. So like I really love the Jahmyr Gibbs call today. Hopefully, maybe he gets like 6 or 7 catches or something crazy like that. To maybe the Lions are playing from behind, which I kind of maybe expect to happen just because their secondary hasn't been very good at all. Zach Moss or Cam Akers? Man, where's the J.K. Dobbins questions, huh? Just kidding with you. Yeah, I think I'd probably prefer Cam Akers, maybe. I'm not for sure. No, actually, no, switch that. Give me Zach Moss because I think the Bengals will be playing with the lead, so maybe Zach Moss will get a lot of run to maintain that lead. So, like, game script wise, I think I definitely prefer Zach Moss over Cam Akers for sure. Yeah, JK versus everyone. Yeah, if JK keeps up what he's doing, there's no reason why he can't be a top 10 running back by the end of this season. Obviously, everyone's biggest worry is always health with him, which is a good reason to worry about him. But unless I'm getting top end for him, I'd rather just hold on to J.K. Dobbins through the rest of the year. I'm sure you guys can hear my dog in the background. She's itching herself. She had surgery the other day, so she's kind of like a little bit moody. Someone asked Kareem Hunt or Ray Davis. You know what? Give me. It's kind of a probably a lower end flex question or something here, but give me Kareem Hunt because I just got this funny feeling Andy Reid's gonna like get close to the goal line and just be like, let's get him in there, let's get him one. I feel like Andy Reid like always just like fuck it, like let's just get him in, let's get him one. Like he always wants to, like, even though it's like an old toy that's a new toy now, it's like Andy Reid likes to show off his new toys, and I always like that. Even though we got the balls of steel there too, I love Steele. He's pretty good too. I just don't know if he'll necessarily be more than ever than backup running back. I don't think he's necessarily a starting running back, but let's see some Kareem Hunt. So like we will talk more about buys and sells on our Tuesday show, which we're gonna have coming. we're gonna do a new show called Siege and Destroy with my friend Siege, or CJ as I like to. That's his name. So it'll be CJ and TJ. So it'll be kind of a different kind of show. But we're gonna do some trade targets then, and it's some trade trade away some sell targets and all that. But I really like to maybe trade away, maybe especially after this week, trade away Dallas Goedert. Uh, One of the players I like to trade for right now would be Mike Evans, and then also I like to trade for Rashawn Johnson. As I said earlier, I think he's slowly taking over the offense in Chicago. Take the over on the Seattle Detroit game. Is my play this weekend. Agree? Yeah, I think so. I think they're. I feel like any game I've ever watched with them over like the past like 3-4 years is like it's always gone over. Like they're always like 50-point games. So like I feel like it's always gonna be. I feel like that's always gonna be an over for that. Siege and Teej, dang, that's good. What time, y'all? I think we're probably gonna be Tuesday at I think 8:30 is the time we're going for. We will get that all settled in. I'm sure. I'm sure we'll get some promotional material out there for that as well. Um, so yeah. So it looks like Packers just ruled out Jair Alexander for the Lions game. So that might be good for Amon-Ra St. Brown or Jameson Williams. So like that, Amon-Ra should have a day. So probably prop him up into your top 3 wide receivers on the week. That's probably an excellent start now. Bill of coffee. It's the lifeblood that keeps you going. Someone asked Dobbins or Zach Moss. I think Dobbins is still a must start because I think last week he had gotten 85% of all the touches in the Chargers offense. Even though today probably be a tough game. Zach Moss is not playing in a tough game, so script wise he should maybe get a lot of touches as well. But he is kind of splitting more and more 50-50 with Chase Brown. I kind of see Chase Brown up and coming behind him. The biggest problem with Chase Brown has always been his pass protection and him and Joe Burrow having that trust between them. And as soon as he is able to overcome that in his pass protection, I feel like we're going to see more Chase Brown by the time the middle of the season to the end of the season gets here, and eventually that will be his backfield. I won't necessarily say go buy Chase Brown, but definitely somebody that is a speculative ad on your waivers as of right now. National Coffee Day, iced coffee drinkers unite. Amy Witt. Yeah, I don't know. Is today coffee day? If it is, I'm sure I'll have stuff all over my Facebook for it eventually. Like I'm always one sharing out coffee memes. You know what? We need a coffee sponsor for this show, obviously, or even the late night one. Like I'm a coffee connoisseur over here, so like I'm always over here drinking my coffee and doing my thing. Oh yeah, all them touches. They're saying Love is a go for Green Bay. Stardom. I I think it depends on what you have. I was kind of saying earlier, he's still kind of watching him come off of practice yesterday. He still has a noticeable kind of limp to him, so I wouldn't necessarily like look at him for like any kind of rushing floor or anything. I think he's going to be more or less in the pocket against a tough Minnesota defense. Minnesota has been pretty locked down to start the season, so like I think it maybe depends on who you have, but if you have better options, I'd probably consider them just depending on who else you have as an option. I want all the Chase Brown. Yeah, I have a lot of Chase Brown. I drafted a lot of Chase Brown because a lot of the training camp reports and everything were all about how he was all running with the first team and how he looked really good. The preseason looked really good, and I want to see. Like I said, it's just the pass pro that's with him, and until he overcomes that, then he'll probably be the running back one for that team, and he'll probably end up being a league winner for your team, obviously, or not obviously, but speculatively, like Anyone on the waiver that should have, I have an open bench spot. I mean, it depends on who's. I always like to. I guess like when it comes to Sunday, and especially if you have like Yahoo or you have like an ad drop like without a waiver or anything, I like to add backup running backs whenever I can, especially to like teams that I'm most threatened by. So like I'll definitely like take the, like Roschon Johnson would be the one this week, but there be Trey Benson if he's out there, because some people are dropping him already too. You could take Blake Corum too. If something happens to Kyron, because people are dropping him as well. You could take Antonio Gibson. Just people that I would probably I like to filter and add, and then like as games play out, I might drop them through the day. I might pick somebody else up for Monday. Just kind of keep working that, because if that happens and an injury happens, and I'm allowed to drop them, and I pick up their backup running back, let's say they happen to get hurt, Sunday Night Football, boom, I got another started running back on my team, and that team doesn't. So that's the way I like to play with it. It's just a win-win situation. It's kind of a winning strategy that can be really good for your team. Oh yeah, it's National Coffee Day then. Henry or ETN PPR, or let me see. Let me make sure I didn't miss it. Derek is. I'm guessing that's Derek Henry or ETN. Our standard. Henry. I think Henry's an obvious play. I mean, he's 4 touchdowns in 3 weeks. I look for him to keep adding to that. At this point, there's no reason to think that Henry can't get 20 touchdowns and be the Raheem Mostert of last year. So like, you got to start Henry week after week, especially in standard, I think. Amy says, Billy, but yes, I'm on iced coffee and Chiefs lover. Good show, Travis. Enjoy your coffee. Yes. Yeah, Chiefs all the way. Like other than the Bears, that's probably my team. So like I go to a lot of Chiefs games. I've been to like 4 Chiefs games. So like it's always a fun time. I always go Lot J. That's where it's at. Lot J. My buddy, he always brings his bus. We pull up. We have a good time. We have a party. If you're ever at a Chiefs game and I'm there, come meet me in Lot J, and we'll come hang out if you want to discuss Chiefs or you want to discuss football or fantasy football or whatever have you. We'll definitely do that. Like it'll be a fun time, and I'll show you where all the good food is and where all the good drink is. A-Chain or Cook PPR. Oh man, A-Chain hasn't looked necessarily great, minus Tua Tagovailoa so far, but James Cook has been pretty good to start the season. I think I probably still lean Devin A-Chain as of today against. I just don't know if I necessarily like Cook against the Ravens today. Newsflash: Kamara is active today. Yeah, I fully expected him to be. I didn't. I heard him and Olave were both expected to play today, so I think they're firing on all cylinders. Taysom Hill is also back in the lineup, I believe. So like he should be fine. He's a plug and play. He's top 6 running back pretty much no matter what, unless something happens to him. So I don't. Choose 3: Tucker, Andrews, Chase Brown, Mostert, or Lockett. I think I play Mostert maybe because I think I go Mostert and then probably give me Andrews and then Tucker and of those 3. Gino or Lawrence, bonus for 300-yard passing and -4 for interception. I think I got to start Gino. He's been I think he's been absolutely kind of at least been killing it. And to get 300 yards against the 300 yards against the Lions is probably not that much of a feat to actually get to for Gino. Lawrence has not looked very good to start the season. It almost looks like they probably shouldn't even give him that extension at this point because he does not look very good. And maybe it's the coaching, maybe it's just the way the team's built. Khan had came out and said this is the best Jaguars team he's seen so far, and he's I don't think he's right about that because I think they're probably going to start 0-4, but who knows? Taysom Hill or Mark Andrews? I think I still have to start Mark Andrews over Taysom Hill even at this point. But we always know that Taysom Hill is a threat to Taysom Hill. Taysom Hill is, to me, is always like a DFS player, more of a if I don't have another tight end to play kind of guy that I'm going to just throw in my lineup and hope he has his big game, because no matter what, Taysom Hill is going to have one game a year where he gets you like 30 fantasy points out of nowhere. You just don't know when that's ever going to be. Gino's been killing it. Love that clip. As I said, start said article, start Gino. Yeah, great article, but great start said article. And I'm sure maybe Chris or Billy probably haven't reached out completely yet, but like we're definitely gonna work you into the show we're gonna do. I'll be reaching out as well, so hopefully maybe we can get you in, maybe do a short little clip with just to highlight you and your start sits on Tuesdays and or even Wednesdays. So we're gonna kind of get you worked into us as well. Brenton Strange or Taysom Hill? I think out of those two, I prefer to go Taysom Hill just because he's always a threat in the red zone, and like I said, he can always have his big game out of nowhere. Mike McDaniel has never really truly been one to utilize his tight ends. Yeah, I just don't know if I necessarily like Brenton Strange. Yeah, it's been a good time. Honestly, like to be completely transparent with you, I didn't know if this was how this was going to work with me just flying solo, but obviously it's been pretty smooth so far. Yeah, and we're kind of working through some things right now, and we're just going for my iPhone right now, and we're getting a laptop tomorrow, so we're gonna go full go at this. We're gonna be here, and we're gonna be going at it every single week, as much as I can anyway to help you. Then we're gonna do the Tuesday show. Me and CJ are really gonna bring it there. I have him on. He's fully committed, and we're both gonna make sure and help you guys win as many fantasy championships as you possibly can. That's my end goal here. I obviously like whenever my I have a lot of friends that come to me and ask all the time, like, should I do this? Should I do that? Should I start this? Should I start that? Like when they're drafting, I have people coming at me like, please, help me draft, do this. Who do you suggest here? And like I don't necessarily want to like tell you what to do and to build your team, but I want you to build it the way you can and the way you want to. And at the end of the day, I want you to win fantasy championships just as much as I want me to win fantasy championships. And we're going to do that together. This is going to be, like I said at the beginning of this video, it's going to be a family-friendly environment, and we're just gonna. I'm going to be open to you. You be open to me. We will share our Discord out there. Please join our Discord. Come on our YouTube. Like us. We're gonna do what we can to win you fantasy championships. My inbox is always open for anyone that wants to come in and reach out to me. It honestly is going to take no more pressure or time out of my day to come and answer your questions, because it's obviously something that I love to do, and it's something that I want to help you do, is to win fantasy championships. Yeah, Kevin, we will get you on. We love your articles. I've always been a big fan of your work, Kevin. You've always been solid. You've always been great. You've always been consistent. And anyone that's out there that hasn't read any Kevin Wilson stuff, please do. Whether it comes to football or baseball, even, like, Kevin writes some really good stuff, and he's always consistent with it. And I've always had a deep respect for Kevin's work. Spotlight yourself, who I am. You know what? I think I kind of went over that a little bit. Like I work a factory job. I have 3 kids. I'm busy just like the rest of everybody is. Uh, like I enjoy my time with football. I do a little bit of, sports gambling on the side, like to, and if you guys ever want plays at that, you can always hit me up for that as well. Like maybe I'll share some things, coming in the coming weeks, but uh, yeah, like that's about it. I mean, other than like trying to, like we're trying to build something here, and like my biggest goal is to build a community, to build an environment where we can all thrive together and win fantasy championships. That's my biggest thing right now. Oh yeah. You know what? What's the play today? I got probably a sweet little, 4-legger, anytime touchdown. I'll post it on Twitter. Go ahead and tail it if you want to. I mean, you could take them all as straight bets, or you can take it as a parlay. It's only like at most I do like $20 per week, so it's not like a big it's not like a big sum of money that you have to throw out there. But like we can win some money together. It's not a huge deal. But if anyone's got any more fantasy football questions, please hit me up with them. I'd love to answer them. Uh, Someone asked Marvin Harrison Jr. or Metcalf. I think I like Metcalf against that Detroit defense, but I think against Washington, Marvin Harrison Jr. They've been allowing Washington's been allowing wide receiver ones ever since even the season before to just eat them up over the air. Marvin Harrison Jr. should have a big day. I know we talked a little bit about Greg Dortch earlier. He mainly plays on the slot. If I'm not sure how much he really gets loose. But like I know a lot of people are pointing to Michael Wilson as well this week. Michael Wilson could find his way into the end zone as well. I don't know. It should be an interesting game. I'm really that's one of the games that I'm low key excited to watch today is that Cardinals versus Washington game, because I feel like both those teams are kind of like threats to be on the brink of like maybe being playoff teams. And just watching the whole Kyler comeback and the whole Jane Daniels breaking out last week, I just feel like that is going to be an over-the-top exciting game. That's probably one of the games I'm most excited about. But if anyone has any more questions, love to answer them. I can, I have a few still here to answer too as well. But someone said Worthy or McConkey. I think as I said earlier, if you need the big play. If you need the big play person, if you have someone that's establishing volume on your as your other wide receiver, I think you're fine going for the big play. But otherwise, if I'm probably I probably like Ladd McConkey just a little bit more. He's been with Herbert. Herbert's still going to play today, so like I really like Ladd McConkey and what he's been doing. He's been kind of getting like 4 or 5 targets a game, so like. I kind of like what he's been getting for target volume so far, and I think he's gotten like 3 or 4 red zone targets as well from Herbert. So like it's not necessarily a bad play. Anyway, we're kind of slowing down, but anyway, if we have any more questions, let's get them in. Otherwise, I'm probably gonna look to sign out, and we'll see you Tuesday. Let's see what else I got here before we hit the road. Someone said Myers or Pittman Jr., which I actually like. I actually like Jakobi Myers over Pittman, but I think that's Pittman hasn't been really receiving volume. I just don't really like him with Anthony Richardson right now. It was actually somebody I really didn't like last year leading into draft season as well because of what Richardson does. He doesn't really provide a lot of floor to Pittman. So but there obviously can be ceiling. But I really like what Myers could probably do today in absence of Davante Adams. Yeah, and I think that's probably going to wrap it up. Maybe we'll go a little bit longer next week if we have if we're getting more questions in. And until then, I wish you all the best of luck. Good luck today. Reach out to me if you want to. DM me on Twitter. My DMs are open on Twitter. Or you can, if you have me on Facebook, you can reach out there as well. Love to answer any questions. Let's get these fantasy titles. Let's rock and roll. Peace, y'all.